There's a unique kind of guilt that creeps in when you know you should be studying, but you just aren't. You tell yourself, I'll start in 5 minutes, then 5 turns into 20, then it's midnight, and you're wondering why your brain seems so good at self-sabotage. We all know why you're here. It's probably hard for you to get started with studying, and you're feeling that resistance. So you're in the right place at the right time. Here's the thing, not wanting to study doesn't mean you're lazy or broken. It means your brain is doing exactly what it was wired to do, avoid discomfort. But what if we could make studying just a little more inviting, a little less like a punishment, and more like a choice you actually want to make? Let's talk about how to force yourself to study without forcing yourself. 1. Romanticize studying. Okay, hear me out. What if studying didn't have to feel like a chore? What if it could feel intentional? Imagine. You clear off your desk, wipe it down, and make space for just what you need. You bring over your favorite drink, maybe an iced coffee, maybe a warm chai, maybe just cold water in a glass that feels nice to hold. You light a candle or crack the window open a bit, the air shifts. Your notebook isn't fancy, but you take an extra second to write neatly. Maybe you use a pen you like. Maybe you use sticky notes in your favorite color. It's not about aesthetics for the internet. It's about creating an atmosphere that feels good for you. Romanticizing doesn't make studying easier, but it makes it gentler, and sometimes that's enough to begin. 2. Visualize consequences and rewards. Let's get real for a second. Studying isn't just about passing a test. It's about choosing the kind of life you want to live in the weeks leading up to it. So close your eyes and picture this. On one path, you keep putting things off. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow keeps moving, and then suddenly, exams are around the corner, you're panicking, you're canceling plans, you're stuck at home for a whole week trying to cram everything in, you're stressed, snappy, exhausted, feeling like you're serving a sentence. Your brain is fried, your body feels like it's in survival mode. Sound familiar? Now imagine the other path. You didn't study perfectly, but you showed up, you chipped away at it bit by bit, so now, when your friends ask you to hang out, you can say yes, because you're not buried in guilt or pressure. You're not locked inside your room, whispering, I should have started earlier. Exams come and go, but your life still feels like your life. That's the reward. Peace, freedom, no last-minute panic attacks. Let your brain taste both sides, the peace that comes with preparation and the stress that comes without it. Then decide, which future do you want to walk into? 3. Change your environment. Your environment is either a cheerleader or a saboteur, and sometimes the only thing stopping you from studying is the room you're in. Let's talk about the bed situation. Some of us use our bed for everything: eating, sleeping, watching movies, doom scrolling, and the wildest one, studying. Listen, your brain doesn't know if it's supposed to focus or shut down, so it picks the default: sleep, snack, or scroll. And that's not your fault, it's just how the brain works when spaces blur together. If your current setup makes you feel lazy, unfocused, or stuck in a loop, switch it up. Move to a different room, sit at a desk, go to the library, the dining table, a quiet corner, anywhere that signals, hey, it's study time now. Even rearranging your space a little can make it feel fresh again. It's not magic, but it can feel like it. Sometimes all your brain needs is a subtle cue that this is a different mode, a different energy, a different you. 4. Eliminate distractions. Let's not pretend willpower is enough. If your phone is next to you while you're trying to study, your brain is already in 5 different apps before you've even opened your book. So here we are, trying to force ourselves to study, something that's already hard for most of us, while carrying our biggest dopamine machine around like it's no big deal. Think about it. You're asking your brain to focus on something slow and mentally demanding, while it's still wired to chase TikToks, texts, and tiny dopamine hits. So here's what you do. Ditch the phone. For real. Put it in another room, somewhere your eyes can't even see it. And if you're on a laptop, use website blockers just for a while. But more importantly, stop using your phone at least 30 minutes before you plan to study. Let your brain detox from that dopamine flood so it can even tolerate doing something hard. You're not weak for getting distracted. You're just human. So build an environment that works with your brain, not against it. 5. Temptation bundling. Okay, here's a little brain hack that low-key works. Do something you don't want to do, studying, while pairing it with something you do want to do. It's called temptation bundling. And yeah, it's basically tricking your brain, but in the kindest way, like only letting yourself drink that iced coffee you're obsessed with while doing your flashcards, or lighting your favorite candle only when you're studying, or letting yourself sit in the comfiest corner of the house, but only if you're actually opening that laptop to get work done. You could even save a cozy hoodie, a fancy pen, or your favorite snack for study sessions only. No studying, no treat, simple. The idea is you attach a little joy to the task you've been avoiding, and suddenly your brain is like, this isn't so bad. Studying doesn't magically become fun, but now it comes with iced coffee, warm socks, and a tiny reward system. And honestly, that's sometimes all it takes. 6 non-zero days. You don't need to study for 3 hours today. You just need to not let today end be a zero. That's it. That's the whole mindset. Because let's be honest, half the reason you're forcing yourself to study right now is probably because you lost momentum. Or maybe you had it going and then life happened and you broke the streak. That's why non-zero days matter. It's the idea that you do something, no matter how small. Read 1 page, review 2 flashcards, highlight 1 paragraph. Heck, even just open your notes and look at them for 10 minutes. It might not feel like much, but it's not about what you get done. It's about not letting your brain get comfortable with doing nothing. Because zero effort, that's what kills the streak. That's what makes opening the book tomorrow feel 10 times harder. But 1% effort, that's momentum. That's a tiny win. That's keeping the door open. And sometimes just that is enough to carry you forward. So make today count, even if it's just 10 minutes. A non-zero day is always better than a perfect plan you never actually start. 7. Body doubling. You ever notice how it's easier to do hard things when someone else is doing them too? That's body doubling, working alongside someone, even if they're not doing the exact same thing. You can do this with a friend on a video call, or even with a Study With Me video on YouTube. The simple presence of another focused body in the room, virtual or real, can help your brain snap into gear. And if you're someone who thrives on a bit of gentle peer pressure, this is your golden ticket. 8. The 5-second rule. When you're in that frozen state, where you're just staring at the wall, overwhelmed and unmotivated, use this trick. Count down from 5, like this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Then move. Stand up, grab your notebook, open your laptop, do something. Here's why this works. It's not giving yourself time to overthink. No time to say, it's too hard, or I'll do it later. This trick interrupts that endless internal monologue that usually gets you stuck in the I can't do it loop. You don't have to feel ready to study, you just have to start. It's a tiny shift, but it's powerful. No more excuses, no more overthinking, just action. The brain doesn't even have time to resist before you're already moving. So the next time you find yourself stuck, overthinking whether you should study or not, give this trick a try. 5 seconds is all it takes to stop the cycle of hesitation and just get started. You don't have to feel motivated to study, you just have to start. So don't stress about making it perfect. Just get started. And who knows, once you start, you might just find yourself doing more than you expected.